What's up, everyone? John Ranger from Techno Buffalo here, and I am sitting with the HTC One. I wanted to give you guys a tour of HTC Sense 5.0. This brings a lot of new stuff to the table and brings a totally redesigned user experience to Android and HTC devices. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's begin with the lock screen here. Things are the same yet different. So you've got the same ribbon down below. If you want to launch an icon or launch an application, all you got to do is just drag it up and you can launch it. You've got a brand new weather widget that shows up there, and you can do some customization. For those of you guys that were wondering what it looked like in the previous version of Sense 4.0, we've got that right here. You got those icons. If you wanted to launch one, you just drag it down and you can go ahead and quick launch it. Very simple. So here on the HTC One, we'll go ahead and unlock the phone by swiping up, and we'll run into settings, and I can show you some of the personalization options you can do with the lock screen. Go up to the top. We've got personalized right there, and this is where customized home screen and lock screen style are going to live. So go ahead and check out the lock screen style. So you can pick the wallpaper, and this is the one we currently have. It'll give you sort of a streamlined view. You've got the weather, you've got the time, and then your icons down below. You can have productivity. You can keep track of all your calendar items here. Photo album if you want to view your pictures, music if you want to access that, or no lock screen whatsoever. So we'll go ahead and go home, and this is where things start to get totally different. What we're looking at right now is blink feed. Think of it as sort of like Flipboard for your home screen. So you've got this giant icon at the top for your weather, and certainly you can move and customize all that stuff if you want. This is the default configuration. So it'll show you news from a ton of different feeds, and if you scroll down, you can keep showing more. If you want to select it, go ahead and tap it, and you can see featured headlines. We've got all kinds of different choices here, and Techno Buffalo should be here actually very soon. You can go ahead and pick different ones that you like, and the content will show up. So let's go ahead and check MTV. If you scroll over, there'll be services and apps, so you can show your Facebook feed, Flickr if you have it connected, LinkedIn, Twitter, Calendar. Zoe Share is sort of HTC's version of Vine. It'll make 3-second GIFs for you, so your pictures come to life, they say. So we'll go back. There's a ton of different categories here as well you can choose from. HTC has said, though, that more will be coming. So if you're a sports guy like me, you can go ahead and have ESPN. If you want to see just stuff from the NBA show up, or whatever sport you might be interested in, you can do that. So we selected all that. We'll go ahead and go home. Stuff will start to refresh. And look at that. Got an article about the Lakers game last night. And you can see all the different stuff that starts to show, and the more you add, the more you can scroll. And sort of shows up kind of like live tiles here. You get all the information. There's an article you want to read, like let's say that one. I'll go ahead and launch the article. And it doesn't launch inside of a browser. It launches it inside a blink feed. So it's pretty quick. Really a very neat design. You can have that be your home screen if you choose to. Some other tweaks here. Let's go ahead and jump into the app drawer. And things here look kind of different. So first, you'll see that same weather widget. You can view things in alphabetical order, custom, or most recent. So if you go into custom, you can move things around if you want stuff in a certain area or you want there to be a folder. Personally, though, I like to see how stuff in alphabetical order. It's what I'm used to. You can also change how this grid is going to be viewed. So you go ahead and hit settings right there. Grid size, if you want to view 4x5 or 3x4. I like to see more on a screen, so I'll keep it that way. You can go ahead and launch right into Google Play. And then here are the rest of the apps that are going to be shipping. Also, you'll notice that the drawer right there that usually you would click to launch the app tray changes a little bit. So I'll go ahead and go back home. HTC and Sense 4.0 changed the way you multitasked. So let me go ahead and show you what that looked like here on the Droid DNA. There was a dedicated button for multitasking. It lived right down there. If you tapped it, you had sort of a carousel. You could view different things. If you wanted to launch an app, you could just select it. Otherwise, if you wanted to close something, you could swipe it off. You couldn't see that many things right there. It was one of the things I really didn't like, actually, about Sense 4. Well, HTC has made that totally different here with Sense 5. We only have two buttons. We have a back button and a home button. We don't have that multitasking button. So if you want to access it, you just double tap home. And you get now this whole row and grid, rather, of applications that you've got open. So you can see a ton more than you could on really any skin of Android, even native version of Android. If you want to close something, you can swipe it up, and if you want to launch into it, you can go ahead and just tap it. It's actually pretty neat. It is kind of difficult, though, to make sure you tap that button twice and not hit what might be above it on the screen. We'll go ahead and go back home. Widgets here are also redone and HTC'd up. If we go ahead and long press. We can view the widgets here. There's that weather clock I was talking about. I love the HTC weather stuff. I've always really enjoyed it. If you want to scroll through widgets now, you go up and down to do it, so you can see all the custom ones. There's sort of the classic HTC. The default Android ones are all here, and a lot of other sort of custom Sense tweaks. What's not here though is any sort of blink feed icons. I thought blink feed might be a widget you could add to different home screens, but that does not appear to be the case. It looks like it's either that one home screen or nothing at all. So we'll go ahead and go back home here. Also sort of the same is this button ribbon across the bottom. You can control what's there. We have custom HTC widgets. It looks very similar to what we see in Sense 4. So you can quick launch whatever you like. If you want to go to phone, you can go ahead and go to phone. And you can see since the skin goes pretty deep here, the dialer has been customized as well. One thing we don't have, if we pull this down, don't have any sort of quick launch icons there, which I always like to see if you want to turn off Bluetooth or turn off Wi-Fi, whatever it might be. Now you can go through and add those. Certainly it's Android, so you get a ton of customization options here. There's a lot more that Sense 5 does. I want to give you guys an overview of some of the most important stuff and some of the big stuff that I saw that was different as opposed to the previous version, Sense 4 point, whatever it might be on the phone that you were using. So anything else you guys want to see on the HTC One, be sure to let us know. We'll have a ton of coverage coming up. Please give this video a thumbs up. It definitely helps us out. Check out technobuffalo.com for the latest and greatest tech news. I am John Rettinger. I'll see you in the next video.